Recently, I came across the verb to craft an email, and I thought this was quite interesting because in fact it is a craft, just as writing an essay, a letter, a novel. Any form of writing, of skilled writing, requires some practice. It requires some research, some understanding of how to create the email and the appropriate language that you should use with it. So let's think about crafting a professional email. There are a number of things that you need to have within that email to ensure that it adheres to the email etiquette within that country. In particular, we're thinking more about Western countries at the moment. But when it comes to crafting your email, there's a few things you really do need to have, and we've provided some email templates for you and included as well a PDF of the language that I'm going to talk about now to help you build your email skills and crafting skills. So let's have a look at what a normal email template would include. Addressing the person, whether that's dear, hi, hello, Mr., Mrs., Sam, Sally, whatever, however you would want to address them. A friendly opening, being social. So it might be something like, I hope this email finds you well. I like to write, I hope your week has got off to a good start, if it's the beginning of the week, Monday or Tuesday. And there's a number of others that we have also shared with you. I'll share a few more in just a moment. You need to directly and immediately say why you are writing this email. You need to show what the purpose is. Emails are often read very quickly. People will often have an inbox full of emails, so you need to get to the point immediately. We don't want to be reading through an email to understand what the subject is about. So immediately identify the subject of your email at the beginning. Now, if you are responding late to the email, you may want to apologise for this. I apologise for my late response. I do apologise for replying late to your email. And again, it's just showing that some consideration and awareness of the fact that you are responding a little bit late and someone has been waiting for this email for you to respond. Make sure that if you've included an attachment, that you do mention that you have attached it so that they are able to download the attachment and read whatever it is it contains. If you don't, it could be missed. And as well, if there is some kind of call to action, if you are expecting them to respond or to do something in response to your email, make sure that you do address that as well. It's usually quite polite to offer help, assistance in some way should someone require more information. So something like, please do contact me should you require more information, is a very common phrase you will come across in an email. A closing line, I look forward to your response. I look forward to meeting with you tomorrow, if there's a meeting and such, is also very common. And then of course a goodbye. And usually this is something like best regards, best wishes, regards. If you don't know the person, you could use yours faithfully, which is more traditionally used in the formal letters, or yours sincerely when you know the person. These are slightly more formal endings to an email. So if you are not on familiar terms with someone, or indeed if you don't know them, yours faithfully, then you can use those. Best wishes, best regards, or even my previous employer, my boss, the manager, actually used to put BW. So she was quite informal in her emails, but it was still an ending. So that meant obviously best wishes. I often just use best instead of best wishes. So it really is also crafting your own style as well, and depending on who you are writing to. So let's have a look at some more examples of language. And again, you will find a PDF of all this language listed clearly attached to this lesson. Greetings, dear, hello, hi, or even greetings. Greetings, Mr. Smith, does sound a little bit more formal. I personally wouldn't use this. I think it's a little bit dated, but you may come across it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, etc. And of course, insert name after those greetings. Then we have opening lines, so being sociable. When you do have a social greeting, an opening line, you feel like someone's taken a little bit more time to email you rather than abruptly getting to the point. So some examples. I hope this email finds you well. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you had a great trip. Let's have a look, something without hope. It was great to see you today. It was a pleasure to meet you yesterday. I like to have a Happy Friday. I use Happy Friday, particularly when it's a more informal professional email. A more informal email to someone that I know, I would write Happy Friday. That's quite nice. Everyone's always happy on a Friday, looking forward to the weekend. So there's some nice examples for you that you could use as a social opening. Reasons for writing your email. There's lots of ways to phrase this. I'm writing to you with regards, regarding, or concerning, or even in connection with. I'm writing to you to follow up on our conversation yesterday, etc., etc. I'm contacting you to inform you. I'm reaching out. That's a nice phrasal verb. We talk about phrasal verbs being informal, but often there are specific phrasal verbs that can be used within a business context, and you'll find some lessons on those later as well. But I'm reaching out to connect with you about something. I wanted to let you know that. Might I take a moment of your time? This is quite formal. And this is an email just to let you know. There's plenty of examples there. And of course, there are varying levels of formality, which we will address as well in the PDF and tasks that we have for you to complete. Replying, I just got your request for. As we discussed, I would like to send you, a little bit more formal there. Thanks for your feedback on your invitation, your suggestion. Thank you for your prompt reply. I like that. Prompt means quick. So you could say thank you for replying quickly, but I like to say thank you for your prompt reply. If the email is more professional, that sounds quite nice. Be careful though, because if you are overusing formal language, it can also sound sometimes quite aggressive. So it can actually have a negative impact on the tone of the email. Super formal doesn't mean super professional. Professional is about getting the right tone for the right person in the right situation. So do be careful and aware of language there. Apologizing if you are writing an email and responding late. Sorry for my late reply. I apologize for my late response. I apologize for the delay in my response. You may then give a reason. I was out of the office, etc. I'm so sorry to hear about. Now, this is thinking perhaps more about apologizing for some negative news that you've heard. Perhaps the report wasn't received well, or something happened at work that wasn't positive. I was sorry to hear about, etc. Or apologizing maybe to a customer. Please accept our apologies for any inconvenience caused. That's a nice one. So there's different reasons that you might want to apologize, and we address that again in the tasks that you'll be looking at. Main body lines, so talking about attachments and information being provided. Please find attached. I very commonly use that one. I'm enclosing. Please see the information below for more detail. Often if you're forwarding a thread as evidence or an explanation of something, I would often say, please see email thread below, so that they do scroll down to look. Things like, here's the document we discussed. Please take a look at the file attached. There we go. Yeah, please note that. So addressing information that they should be reading or looking for or finding attached.
Right, let's take a look at some of this language in action. Here is an example email showing some of the language that we have been discussing. Dear Sarah, I hope this email finds you well. This is just a quick reminder that the weekly sales report is due tomorrow. As we discussed in today's meeting, I have attached the new Excel template for your use in the report. Could you please update this on Teams for future use? Here we have an example of requests and inquiries. This includes language such as, could you please? Could you possibly tell me? I'd really appreciate it if you could. It would be very helpful if you could send us, me, or if possible, I'd like to know more about. So we would often make these kinds of requests.
Asking for clarification, so checking information that was provided is correct. You could ask, could you give me some more details, or ask some more details on, if you could please, that's a nice indirect way, polite way of asking for more information. If you could please shed some light on this topic, I would really appreciate it. Could you please clarify? So that's quite nice. Not could you please explain more, but could you please clarify what was meant by, or what your expectations are of. So just asking them for more information. If I understand you correctly, would you like me to? Could you explain what you mean by? But I quite like clarify. That's a little bit, it's not necessarily more formal, but I think it's a little bit more well written. Sharing information. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for the notice. Just a quick reminder, please note, just a quick friendly reminder, we have a meeting tomorrow at 10 o'clock, as an example. I'd like to inform you that, just a quick heads up. We talk about not using informal language or slang, but of course, I said again before that it really does depend on the context, on the situation, and who you are writing to. Thanks for keeping me in the loop. So there is some nice business-like jargon that you can use in emails that's perfectly appropriate in a work environment. Getting and giving approval. Please let me know if this is okay with you. What are your thoughts on? We just need the thumbs up or the green light on. Again, more business jargon. Please guide me in this regard. So when you need some further information, or you want to get approval of something from your colleague, your superior. Scheduling. Let's have a look. I'd like to schedule a meeting on, if you are available or free then. Would you be available on? If so, I'll send you an invite shortly. I'm afraid I can't make it on. So saying when you cannot make something, don't just say no, I'm afraid. I'm afraid I can't. Lots of language there to help you when it comes to scheduling meetings, interviews, etc. Giving bad news, which is often a difficult thing to do via email. We've got, unfortunately, we cannot, or we are unable to attend tomorrow's workshop, etc. Unfortunately, I have to tell you that. I mean, I would hope that anyone getting fired wouldn't be fired via email. So the news shouldn't be terribly bad, but if it is negative, then these phrases will help. I regret to inform you, we regret to inform you. I tried my best, but despite my best efforts, that's great, despite my best efforts, all this can kind of lead to more negative news. So despite our best efforts, we were unable to book the hotel you requested, so we have had to go with another slightly further away from the conference, as an example.
Let's take a look at another example of an email. See if you can identify some of the language we have been discussing. And of course, don't forget you can find this example and more in the PDF attached to this lesson. Dear Mr. Jones, I hope all is well with you. I am writing to you regarding your recent request for further information on the house to rent in Portman Avenue. I have attached the details of the property and can confirm it will be available to view from the 10th of November and available to rent from the 1st of January. Please let me know if this is suitable for you and if you would like to schedule a viewing. Unfortunately, we are unable to view the property sooner. If you have any questions or would like me to arrange a viewing, please let me know. I look forward to hearing from you. Kind regards, Tony.
Closing lines, particularly if you're expecting a response, some of these can be helpful. Looking forward to hearing from you soon, or I look forward to hearing from you soon, slightly more formal. Please let me know if this works, if you are available. I look forward to seeing or meeting you. Thank you in advance for your assistance, etc. Thank you for everything, a bit more informal. Cheers, really informal, but if it is a colleague, you may want to use it. I certainly use cheers sometimes. Any feedback you can give me on this would be greatly or highly or much appreciated. So there's some great examples there. Offering help or information. I hope you find this helpful. If we can be of any further assistance, that's great. If we can, or if I can be of any further assistance, please let us or me know. If you have any more questions or queries about, in the meantime, if you need any more information, if you need more information, more info, even shortening, abbreviating words, or further information, I know that's a lot to take in, so do let me know if you need anything. If anything I've said doesn't make sense, please do not hesitate to contact me. I've used that many times. Please feel free to contact me or to get in touch, etc. Or please feel free to drop me a line or to email me back. So those I think are really important because you're making yourself available to the person that you're writing to. They know that they can come to you for further information. We've got here apologizing again. Thank you for your understanding, for your patience, particularly if you're dealing with customers. So this is really apologizing in a way that you are trying to rectify something that's gone wrong. Thanks again for your understanding, for your patience. Once again, please accept our apologies for any inconvenience caused. I really do hope we can find a solution soon. So particularly these phrases I think are used when you are a business dealing with customers or dealing with stakeholders. And then of course saying goodbye, more friendly ways to say goodbye. Best regards, all the best wishes, BW. Have a great weekend, have a wonderful day. We've got sincerely, but we could shorten to sincerely rather than yours sincerely. Kind regards and best. I've told you a lot of those already. So those are really useful phrases that you can use in emails. We have provided a number of different templates and different types of emails, whether they are complaints, requests, etc. So do check those out to see some of this language in action. And of course, don't forget, have a go at the task to complete to hopefully improve your email writing. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope you're able to polish up those emails with some of this language shared.